All right, let's get right into a concept that's becoming a must-know for any business that's looking ahead, the Materiality Assessment. If you've ever found yourself wondering how companies cut through all the noise of sustainability data to focus on what really counts, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to break down what it is, why it's such a game changer, and how it's done using the globally recognized GRI standard as our map. So, think about it. Companies today are practically drowning in an ocean of ESG data. That's environmental, social, and governance. There's pressure coming from all sides to report on everything, from carbon emissions to supply chain ethics, you name it. But that leaves you with a huge question. With all of this information flying around, where do you even begin to focus? What actually matters?
Subscribe to this channel to receive information on ESG-related topics.
Well, the answer to finding that focus, to separating the signal from all that noise, lies in a very specific, very strategic process. And that process is the Materiality Assessment. It's the tool that helps organizations finally prioritize.
So what is this thing really? At its core, a Materiality Assessment is a formal game plan. It often brings stakeholders together from all over the business and even from the outside to figure out which sustainability issues are the most significant. And believe me, this is way more than just a box-ticking exercise. It becomes a central piece of your strategy, helping you put resources where they count and spot real risks and opportunities.
Now here's where things get really interesting. A key evolution in how we think about these assessments is the understanding that the word material doesn't just mean one thing. To get the whole picture, modern frameworks look at it through two very distinct but equally important lenses. Think of it this way. It's pretty intuitive. On one side, you've got impact materiality. This is an inside-out view. It's all about how the company's operations actually affect the world around it, the economy, the environment, people. Then, on the other side, you have financial materiality. This is the outside-in view. It focuses on how all those external sustainability issues might impact the company's bottom line and its overall value.
And this chart lays out the differences brilliantly. You can see single, or financial materiality. Its main audience is investors, right? It's all about enterprise value, using frameworks like the IFRS. Then you have impact materiality, which is championed by the GRI. That's focused on public accountability to a whole range of stakeholders. And then double materiality, which we're about to get to, aims to create that complete, holistic view for everybody.
Okay, so we get the what. Now for the how. How do you actually do one of these things? Let's get practical. We're going to walk through the four-step process laid out in the super popular GRI 3 standard, which, as we just saw, really nails that crucial inside-out impact perspective. Step 1 is all about doing your homework. I mean, before you can even think about identifying impacts, you have to deeply understand the organization itself. This means mapping out everything, its activities, its business relationships up and down the entire value chain, and the wider world it operates in, from local rules to huge global challenges like climate change.
Once you have that solid foundation, you're ready for step 2, identifying the impacts. And you have to cast a really wide net here. You're looking for impacts that have already happened, sure, but also potential ones that could happen. And this is so important. It's not just about looking for the bad stuff. It's about identifying both the negative and the positive effects the company has.
Step 3 is really the technical heart of the whole assessment. This is where you figure out how significant each of those impacts truly is. For negative impacts, you judge their severity based on 3 things. Their scale, is it a small local issue or something affecting a whole ecosystem? Their scope, how widespread it is, and their irremediable character, which is just a way of asking, how hard is it to fix the damage?
And finally, step 4, where you bring it all home and prioritize. With all your impacts assessed, you basically rank them from most to least significant. Then you set a threshold to decide which ones are important enough to report on. These get grouped into what we call material topics, like water management or labor practices. And this is huge. The final list has to be signed off on at the very top of the company to make sure everyone's accountable.
Now, while that GRI process we just covered has perfected the impact lens, the entire field is moving forward. The next big thing combines both of the perspectives we talked about earlier. So welcome to the age of double materiality.
And honestly, it's as simple and as powerful as this slide makes it look. Double materiality is just the union of both of those lenses. It means a company has to report on its impacts on the world and how sustainability issues affect the business itself. You get the full picture. And you should know this isn't just a voluntary nice-to-have anymore.
This very concept is being written into major regulations, like the EU's game-changing Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, or CSRD. As the European Commission put it, the financial world needs this complete view to manage risk and actually funnel money toward real solutions.
A really common way to visualize the results of all this is with a 2x2 matrix, just like this one. You plot financial materiality on one axis, impact on the other. A topic might be a big deal from an impact perspective, but maybe not so much financially, or the other way around. But the topics that land in that top right corner, that's the sweet spot. They're significant from both perspectives, and those are your most critical areas of strategic focus.
So let's bring this all together. It is absolutely vital to understand that a materiality assessment isn't just about cranking out another report. Its value goes so much deeper than that.
When you do this right, the process becomes this incredible strategic tool. It helps a business put its resources where they'll have the most effect. It aligns strategy with what stakeholders actually care about. You can spot hidden risks and brand new opportunities. And at the end of the day, you build resilience and trust in a world that is changing faster than ever.
So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. As this kind of deep, transparent reporting becomes the standard, what do you think these assessments will ultimately show us about the fundamental connection between a company's success and the well-being of our society and our planet?
Hey, if you found this explainer helpful and you want to keep digging into these topics, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to ISO Automation Lab. We will see you in the next one.